And welcome back to Phones. So today we're going to be looking at the Grass Snake. So this is a project which I finished just some time ago. It's a very nice blaster, full of 3D printer except for motors and flywheels and such. I think you can see here it's Flywheel the World's powering this, which are really small flywheels, but nice for these 3D printed builds. So it's a semi-automatic blaster which is MagFed. I've chosen to use Talon mags, although you can do katana as well. Stays in quite nicely. So this blaster is made by Big Tendies, and it's a very nice blaster. I recommend it to most people who just want some fun 3D printed blaster. I'm just going to show you some close-ups now, like how to put it together once you've done this. So it's like how it's easy to put the battery on and such. And then we're going to have some shooting tests with it. Okay, so with this blaster, you're going to be wanting to have some pretty high-performing motors. Like preferably over 40,000 RPM. Mine is probably like 40-45, something like that. I'm using Worker 132, so we'll get back to that later. This means they're 3S. I'm using 3S motors, and I'm not overvolting them and using 2S motors. I'll show you later how I did that. And then there's a 21 amp switch, the XSD60 connector, as shown before, FTW Flywheel the World of flywheels, as well as the cover here for basically the pusher assembly. I'll show you that. Here we can see the pusher mechanism. It's very nice and compact. It's this small rod, so basically under the flywheels here there is this plate which pushes back, releases a switch that turns the flywheels on, and then we have this extension string which just pulls it back, and then we have this entire mechanism held together by 3D printed pins. So when you move this back, it pushes onto this, which makes this thing go forward along with the pusher. Inside here we have the mag holders, clips, you can see it there. I only put one in for my Talon mag because I don't have any katana mags, and I just didn't want to bother putting another one in because they are very tricky to get in. Although very nice to get them in this way, because you don't have to fiddle with any mag release, and it's just very convenient because it makes the blaster so small. And when you put in your XD60 connector, you're going to want to put it in this little slot on the side, which makes it actually possible to fit slightly larger batteries here than you would have been able to otherwise. Still not a very big battery compartment, but it definitely fits decent sized battery, which will last you a while. So I'll just put it together and then I'll just show you some shooting. Okay, so this is how it looks together. You have this pin thing, or like clip, I guess, which you put it together on the back, and it keeps it together well. You have this iron sight, which you just glue on, and then you have the front piece here, which holds it in place in front. You can also have this pin in the front, but I just chose not to. And then I also printed so it has an orange tip, because remember your orange tip, kids. It's always important. Well, basically what I did here is that I put some tiny bit of orange filament first before the black, just to make this look like this, and I kind of like it. So we're just gonna unload a quick 15 round dart mag, and then we can get outside and do some shooting as well. Okay, so this is my 10 round mag, which I use for normal use because it's kind of shorter. I would recommend using it with 11 darts though, since it fits very well. I don't know why that is, but there's like almost 1.5 inch left with spring space after you've put 10 in. This is the spring space left after 11, and that's decent amount. So let's fire some. Yeah, okay, so just to finish off, I think this is a really good blaster, which you can print if you want to, just to try it out. Really nice build. Now this doesn't look as clean as it should. The reason for that is because I extended it up a bit to give space for 132 motors. So that's something custom I did. If anybody wants to have access to these files for that, I'll happily share it on like Thingiverse or something if people want that, but for now I just have it on my computer somewhere. Yeah, really nice blaster. You can use it as primary, secondary, whatever. It's really nice as a pistol because it's semi-auto, and I just think it's sick because if you see how small this is, I have a Falcon Fire here, which I am working on, as you can tell by the big barrel. Future mod project coming up. This is very small, so this is perfect for anything you want to use it as, because it's basically at this size, it's like much better than an unmodded Strife, really. So it's quite a good Strife, really, like 10-20 FPS harder shooting than a unmodded Strife, maybe 30 even on a good day. Up to 100 FPS with this set, although of course you can get higher if you overvolt some 2S. But anyways, that's pretty good and respectable performance from such a small blaster. I'm really happy with that, and it's just so fun shooting in like small darts from a magazine that you can actually have hand reloaded. It's very, very cool. Anyways, check out my merch, and if you have any video suggestions, just leave them below. I hope you like this new mic setup which I've got going here. We've got a Strife mod coming up in the future with Solenoid, as well as a breach and magazine mod for the Falcon Fire. So with all that ado, I'll see you in the next video.